Hi there everybody. This is going to be a video on how to add a solo style little pod to the latest, which is the third Microfighter Millennium Falcon. I believe it's 75295. Lego's produced 3 of these, and the previous one came with Chewbacca, and this new one comes with Han Solo once again like the first one did. With the Chewbacca one, I was interested in making a little pod that would be kind of like the Solo style movie, and the little pod could fit in the front. It had a little actual hollowed out section, so you could actually put a little bit of storage in it, and it attached to this flexible, this little hinged part right here. And then you'd fold that up, which would not be the way it's meant to be. You would normally have this tilted down, but you fold it up, and then you could attach this underneath, and it would clip in. And that way you could still detach it, and you wouldn't have to modify Lego's design. Well, let's put that one to the side, and I made this, I was given a request by Twisted Koala, who's someone on YouTube, and they wanted to know if I could make the same type of pod for this Millennium Falcon. And it proved to be much more difficult than I thought, because the center mandible area, this little sloped area, is no longer something that tilts that I can swing up and then attach to the underside. It's fixed. It's got a slope piece in there, a sloped brick, and that makes it so it doesn't move. So yeah, you could think about attaching to the bottom. I could try to attach my pod amendment to these little lights in the front. But as I said before, my goal was to not modify the ship at all. So I was trying to find a way to attach to this thing that would still look a little bit attractive. Since this piece won't fold up, I had to fill in this whole gap here. So let's see what my pod looks like. It will slide right in, and it holds on, and it's basically looks very similar to this one. I just changed the little striping on the top there just for grins. And so now you have kind of this Solo style little pod. And like I said, this is just for fun. That Solo movie was obviously it was the Lego Millennium Falcon that came out during the Solo movie was white and had blue coloring. So this has been modified so that it would look kind of like it would fit with this more beaten up Millennium Falcon. So how do I attach it? Well, instead of attaching to any of the bricks, what I've done is I put a pin on the underside here. I tried to make it look like, I don't know, like the blue part was maybe the engine. I'm not certain it really comes across as that. This pod's not going to look exactly like the pod from the movie or anything, but maybe that orange is some sort of flame or some afterburner. I know it's outer space flight, so there's not really, who knows. But what this does is you stick that actually in between those two parts there, the slope and the plate, and it fits right in between all of that, and it just snugly goes in. And I found out that holds it pretty daggum good. You can hold it upside down. It might not be a perfectly legal Lego connection, but it holds it. And then the lights sticking out here regulate these plates that are sticking out, these sloped plates, these wedge plates here. They will make it so that the whole thing can't go up and down. So now you have basically these hugging that light and then that pin there. So you have multiple points of connection, and that's how it ends up holding in place. And as before, my hope was to make it so there was some place to put something in here. I know that this is more functionality than a Microfighter needs, but you can stick a little storage, a little item in there, and so it does have room for some storage, whatever you're smuggling or whoever's trying to escape, whatever's going to be in there, and then you would cover this up. So let's go through a quick step-by-step on how to build it, and then you guys can, well, at the very least, Twisted Koala can build one, and the rest of you can consider it for your Microfighter. So let's start by giving you a chance to look at the pieces all laid out. What I've got is a 1x2 brick with 2 studs on the front, a little 1x2 ingot in gray, light gray, 2 1x1 bricks that have a stud on one side, the flush stud, not the recessed one. They're in different colors here. You can do whatever colors you want. I happen to only have one in gray, so I did the other one in tan. There's 2 cheese wedges, and then there are 4 of these plates, 2 for the right side, 2 for the left, the little wedge plates, and you'll see that I've got the bottom will be in dark gray and the top will be in light gray. 2 of these panels, that'll be the harder parts, I think, for most people to get their hands on a handful of them. But I have 2 of them in light gray, and then we've got the little 1x2 plate that has the little nose sticking out, the bar that goes out and then up. One of those little 2x2 round bottom side plates. I call them staples because they hold things together on the bottom. One of the little clips with the bar. I chose orange. You can put it in gray, whatever color you want. A light blue single plate stud with a hole through it, round. And then a 1x2 plate. I did it in trans light blue. And then a 2x6 plate, a 1x4 tile, a 1x1 tile in dark gray, a little 1x2 tile kind of grate looking thing, and then the 1x2 and a 1x1 tiles. So let's put those together. We'll do it kind of a subset at a time. I'm going to scoop my whole little board out of the way, and we'll do this underneath right here. I'm going to start off with that and attach the ingot to the front. Then I'm going to attach the little wedge pieces to the bottom. This will give me something to at least work with right away. And I think I'll even stick the staple on here. So now, oh, that doesn't actually attach until it's something to resist against, apparently. So what we'll now do is attach the 1x1 bricks, like so. And then I'm going to put the little cheese wedges on their sides. I'm going to take the 2 panels and stick them there. So we got the 2 panels, and then we're going to take our little bar plate and stick it on the underside like such. And now we got a bar sticking out. I tried a bunch of different ways to try to get a pin to go out, and this way was the most successful. I did try a bunch of other things. So put the little round disc on the bottom. You might be able to put some like a little 2x2 round plate underneath it, and then it'll actually be the same height as the little landing gear on the Falcon. With the way I'm doing it, it's actually one short, so it won't touch the ground, so the whole Falcon will tilt forward, but it just doesn't look right when there's a whole extra plate underneath there. It just kind of seems really bottom heavy. Alright, so then we're going to actually, I think what I'll do is you can build whatever you want. You can throw in here whatever you want that fits, but I'm going to put a little something in there. I'm going to put the 2 plates on top. And now we've got most of this thing built. I will add the bar that sticks out. That's what goes into the mandible. And I'm going to shove this little single stud on top. So now you've got your 1x1 round stud on top. Let's put that to the side just slightly. I'm going to take the 1x2 plate and the 2x3 plate, and I'll put the 1x2 dead center on the bottom, like such. And then when we put this here, it'll hold on just a little bit. So we're going to get that little blue stud to go up in it. So it does hold on to it. There we go. So now that blue stud, the 1x1 plate with a hole through it, is going into the center of this 1x2. And then for the top decorations, and this does give it some structural support, I'm going to put a 1x4 all the way across the bow. I'm going to put a little 1x1 tile there in dark red, and this guy, a 1x2 tile, one of those, and one of those. And that's it. The whole thing's over. That was it. You had the procedure, and you came out grand. So now we can attach this. You'd actually have to have this thing sticking straight out, but if you see here, it'll slide right in. And that's how I do it. So there you have it. I hope that was of interest to some of you, if in particular interest to Twisted Koala. But you have it's very swishable. You can fly your little falcon around and have no worries about it falling off. It holds on pretty good. So there you have it, and you guys have a great day. Take care. We must jettison it so that we can go faster. Ah.